Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog.
All right. How you doing?
I'm fantastic.
He's fantastic.
I'm
How are
not
you doing?
stressing about anything.
Not stressing about anything.
I'm on vacation. Yeah, a hell of a lot better when I get back to Denver with that dog.
Yeah. John found a dog.
Yep.
Found a dog?
Sucker. Yeah, street
Yeah.
dog. He's
And you
sneaking right over
adopted
here.
it, or?
I'm trying to help. Call him Tiger.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Tiger. He has a red coat with black stripes. Yeah, he looks like a tiger. He's an awesome dog.
Cool. Hi, Tiger. Who's the good puppy? Who's the good puppy?
Oh, Tiger. Oh, no.
Tiger's a good puppy. All right, we are live on the shit show.
Cool.
There's the star tiger. Oh.
All right.
So, how's
How are we doing?
John Kettleson did his first scuba dive ever today.
Yep. It was awesome dive in. Have this man to thank. I might go on Saturday.
Josh might go on Saturday.
Did you go out? Did you go out for the beach, or did you go out to Los Acros?
So we went
Los
to
Arcos.
Yep, Los Arcos.
Nice.
Right.
Yep, Denver.
What's going on, Chris? You're quiet.
Yeah, you kind of got that grumpy face.
Oh, you guys are busy and distracted, so I was just letting everybody go for a bit.
No more distractions.
So I had a very good week, a very diamond making week. I was telling the guys before you joined on, Chris, that I said, you know, how's it going? I said, I get to sleep after the show because right now I'm being turned into a diamond because all the pressure and the crushing force, trying to do the thing and make it go.
My worry is that you won't take that time to actually be turned into the diamond, that you'll keep adding more pressure. That's just my concern.
Thank you for your concern. I am acutely aware, and I have made myself a promise. So this weekend, I'm not doing any work stuff, taking the time off, spend some time with family, get out into the shop, right? I'm no good to the mission, and I'm no good to anybody if I topple over.
Correct. Correct.
But it was busy couple weeks, but good. Lots of travel. Got to hang out with my new guy, my right-hand guy now that I got. So Evan's got me for a right hand, and now I got a Tony for a right hand. So now we got extra hands.
That was the chap that hit me up on email today.
Yes. Yep.
Gotcha.
He's helping to make sure that I'm staying on top of all the follow-throughs and follow-ups, and so that I can go do the things that I do, and he can make sure everything gets buttoned up nice and tight.
Nice. That's cool. I'm glad. That's good.
I'm excited about it. Went to
Good.
Nashville, saw a bunch of really good live music that was really, really, really loud. And we had one of our newer employees with us as well, Brock. And I was kind of like, so, you know, conferences, as far as conferences go. And he's like, well, you know, I've done like a couple, but I'm kind of new to it and never anything quite like this. And I'm like, oh, let's talk about fatigue and noise fatigue and needing to drink water and walk. If you need to leave the booth for a little bit, like definitely make sure to do that and eat and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking at my schedule at the moment, trying to figure out kind of where I want to go, where I've said I'm going to go, and you know, where people are asking me to. So just trying to figure that out. I'm getting asked to get out to Barcelona in about 3 or 4 weeks' time. I kind of want to, but it's the travel and it's the time out. And, you know, Boom's pretty good. They're like, you know, go if it'll help and all this kind of good stuff. So,
No, see, what you do is you stay focused on Boom so that it gets done sooner, because you're helping them to get things done faster. And then you can take the hypersonic jet and get over to Barcelona in what, a couple hours?
10 minutes flat, yeah. I have my druthers, yeah, up and down inside an hour, but we might actually have to wait for that one a little bit.
We'll send Tiger and John Kittleston. They can go, and we'll have John hold up an iPad, and so he'll be on stage.
It's
I'll just hold it up and let you shine.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I've put a LinkedIn post out about it, and I'm just trying to, it's just trying to balance everything, to be honest. Which is, it's not a bad thing to have going, but it's definitely, it starts raising those conversations about, not just what's necessary, what's critical, what do I want to do, what I should be doing. I got hit up with another one. I kind of said to some folks, there was a conference out on the East Coast. Literally, I go from here to Barcelona back again, and then I'm on the ground for like 24 hours and out to the East Coast. And I'm like, I hit them up ages ago and just didn't hear anything. Then hit them up again, and I'm like, all right, guys, I haven't heard from, I rechased 40, and they got a message this morning going, hey, Mick, Alpo, we're really sorry, you're on the docket. And I'm like, it's tough because, it's, you want to help, but at some point in time, it's what's the personal cost for doing that?
I know. I said no to something that was exciting.
Good.
But I'm trying to practice. So in the leadership role, right, I'm trying to practice what I'm learning from Evan, and that is delegate to elevate. Do I really need to do that thing, or is that something I can say no to or push off to somebody else to do? Versus, so that's what's kind of sparked tonight's topic. It's watching the change Evan's going through with getting ready to transition to the next phase of his journey of the mission, and how that's going to shape up, and the Gray Matter Society, and being down there with everybody, and what that'll bring, the way that's going to help fuel things. Looking at what you're doing with Boom, and watching you go through that change evolution as well, right? Because we talked about this on the last show, you being on one side of the fence and going to a different side of the fence, and the way that kind of tweaks perspective and changes things. And then for myself on my own change journey, right? Like I've got to elevate the game of where we are to where we're going. And I've got to elevate my game to get us from where we are to where we're going. So I'm going through a lot of change and undulation as well. And then when I look at the greater scale of just the world in general in the last 24 months, and the amount of change that we've gone through on fundamental levels, on fundamental things, like day-to-day life things that had been pretty much stable for a very long time, and all that's changing. And then as I'm watching different legislation start to hit Senate floors, like toothy legislation, I saw one, accountability is now starting to be included in some of this legislation, like true accountability, like we got teeth, you got to say things, and the change that's happening within our industry. And so I figured, what better a topic when we're all actively in the middle of the beginnings of our next kind of cycle, talk about change and the change we're going to see and the change we can affect. I know working closely with key allies, we're going to revolutionize how it gets done. And a lot of the shit we bitched about for the last year and a half is now because of certain things happening in the public domain, in the warfare domain, the FBI aggressively patching boxes, that stuff. People are starting to, the average person is starting to clue in. We're still not helping them, but that's what we're working on, right? Just making it simple, making it digestible. But yeah, so anyways, that's a long-winded intro. The show's about change, lots of things changing. I am low on sleep and high on energy. Welcome to the ADHD hell nightmare that is 5 days in Nashville, meeting everyone you want to see and spending all that time, but not unpacking a single thing that got said until you're trying to go to bed the next night. You guys don't know anything about that, do you?
A little bit. Yeah, it's actually spent the last couple of nights in that not getting good sleep because I'm unpacking the new role basically, and analyzing it, understanding, and all those other good things. It's yeah, change is interesting. It's, I think part of the reason I'm probably feeling a little heavy at the moment is I just came off the back of a conversation about change to some degree, not a very long one, unfortunately or fortunately, but it's it's one of those frustration points. I've watched Jen go through some stuff that she's working on with the company, and she has more patience for humans than I do, and unfortunately, to some degree, much to her detriment in some cases, because there's some point where you have to look at somebody and go, you can't hunt. You just take them out back and shoot them. And she won't do that. And so it continues to harm her, and it continues to show her suffering. And then that bleeds, that comes out in different directions in different areas. And I'm like, you know what you got to do. And it's, I said to her, if nothing changes, nothing will change.
Right.
And it's as simple as that. And it's frustrating to some degree because, again, it's, you can't do something for somebody. Unfortunately, you have to. And it's just because I would have taken the person outside long ago. I mean, I've done it inside HHS. Let's step outside, look at the sunshine. Right. Think nice thoughts.
Yeah, well, so interestingly enough, for me at least, change also involves risk. So depending on how risk adverse you are, given the change you're going through, because I being the capital E and thinking the way I do, and being married to the person that I am married to, who is on the absolute complete opposite side of the scale, right, and thinks differently, sees things differently, hanging out with you guys and all the people that I talk to, it's your risk tolerance for the particular situation that seems to impact how actionable you think it is. So I'll tell you a quick story that my wife said when she got home from dodgeball today. So she was playing a dodgeball, and I guess for the last handful of weeks, there's been this guy who is drunkard and shit, and he's showing up, and apparently normally it's only a small ruckus. It's not a big ruckus. It's not too disruptive. And as she's telling the story, I'm in my mind, I'm picturing this guy just kind of, out and about and being just a little bit sloppy. But it turns out, he's like standing right next to her and getting up in the personal space, and he's got the booze stink is real strong. And her dad was a hardcore alcoholic. So a little bit of not good memory association, PTSD type deal, right? And finally she had it. She's been putting up with like micro doses of it for weeks. And finally she just like snapped, and she's like, that's it, enough, you stop now. And just like, the needle off the record, right? Because she had hit her threshold of risk versus action. And
right.
when the risk to her mental health became more significant than the consequences of her action, she took it. And this is why I believe, and again, I have no idea what I'm talking about, but this is just the way I see the world, that when humans get to that threshold is when we see the lashing out behavior. We see the resorting to violence, or resorting to the drugs or the alcohol, or wherever that shift is. It's when you hit that peak threshold, you have that explosive reaction, or it could be an implosive reaction, right? And you go, depressive, you go, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
but it's that extreme.
Yeah.
So I don't know, that's just crazy observation about risk and change, and how, because I've been thinking obviously a lot about that lately. Like, okay, how do we get people to think differently about this and make change? And as I've been working through it, I came across I remembered the change curve from back in the day. And then I remembered that the change curve and the grief curve are the same curve. So if you're not familiar with the change curve, it starts, you've got your two XYs here, right? Energy output, integration, and change. But every human goes through this cycle to varying degrees over varying periods of time, given what the change, how impactful is the change, generally dictates. So, loss of a loved one, that can be relative to the connection of the loved one. and the intensity and duration, but everybody goes through this arc. So I don't know. That's what I got. It's not very well organized. I'm very sorry for that, but
That's all right. It makes sense. It makes a lot
Good.
of sense.
When I get it, man, what really resonated with me was, when you were talking about all these changes, all these transitions, right? Because we're living it, and it's sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's harder, I don't know. It's hard to process too. There's this time of just processing, like what the change means, what this looks like, how do I do it right? There's a lot of, sometimes there's self-doubt, is this the change I'm supposed to be making? Am I dropping any balls, along the way? I don't want to leave anybody in the lurch. If I said that, come September, I'm no longer working, I'll work, but I'm not working under deadlines anymore. Take what happened this week. One of our team members for the CSP mentor program, had a really significant family issue and somebody had to step up, and everybody's already, running at 100% capacity. So, thank God for Ron Werner for taking the class. And then, I created the content, but it meant that I didn't sleep on Tuesday night or Monday night, whatever it was. So it was, a 38 hour day, 30, something like that. I don't know, whatever. So then, I was talking to John in the car. I'm like, September, this won't happen again.
Right.
Will I be able to do it? I mean, because then what would happen? I mean, I don't know. It's those little things that I'm trying to plan for so that doesn't happen. So we maybe got another, instructor, or what's our contingency plan for the next mentor program when nobody can teach? Just nobody's available. How do we, what's our communication plan going to be? How are we going to change the scheduling? Just all that stuff, But that when you change, you have to plan.
Right.
I haven't had a chance to do that yet.
I mean, I ran into that this week. I mean, that was part of the reason for dropping the LinkedIn post is I thought I'd preempted a lot of what I would be doing, and I thought I could balance. When Monday hit, I'm like, okay, I'm obviously going to head down to the new building, all this kind of good stuff, first day and all that. And somebody had hit me up about doing a webinar Monday afternoon, late Monday afternoon. And it just, time went, did no chance. And same thing, what are we on today? Thursday, same thing Tuesday and same thing Wednesday. And it's just, Wednesday was a little bit different. We ended up in a skiff for a while, other stuff I was working on. But, that was definitely one of those, you try to get everything sorted out, and I shouldn't have done it. I should have planned more effectively. I should have had a better contingency, and quite honestly, I probably should have shot messages to people saying, "Hey, I'm not, I said I probably would be okay, but the more I look at Monday, the more I look at the rest of the week, I don't think I'm going to be. I'm trying to give you as much advance warning." So, that's why I'm taking a step back now. I did it last night. Reorganized here. I was going to do a separate space upstairs, and that just it's not practical. So I've split this space a lot more effectively. I'd sat down last night, but it's in the thick of it now, making decisions and taking a step back, going, what's going to have to change? What needs to be dropped?
Yeah. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, here's my caveat. You know exactly what I'm saying, and Evan, I would say you as well.
Mm-hmm.
The pair of you are amazing to a fault, but rarely will you let something drop. From everything I've observed, rarely will you let something drop. For me, I'm like, I'm going to let it fail, because I need others to understand that it can't always be one single linchpin.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't think I will be able to let it. I don't think I'll ever be able to let it drop. I think what I need to work on is not ever letting it be a thing. saying no up front. Like I'm just not going to do it.
Sorry.
No problem, man.
Well, and that's where I think I see that, at least I've identified this trait in myself, and I see it in you guys. Because we deeply and genuinely want to help, our default switch is set to help because we can. So we say, of course, yes, right? And especially as we're trying to get messaging out, and we're like, hey, I can somewhat do this a little bit more effectively than maybe the next guy, right? So people want to hear, I've got something interesting. That's what I know I'm for sure got to work on is yes, I want to help, but how can I make that help happen by empowering somebody else's growth? So like, as I was thinking about MSPs and how to engage with them, it dawned on me, enriching the local economy by taking what's uniquely awesome about the mission, about what we do, and infusing and empowering that into a local economy, pairing a university with a K-12, working that system, because I believe that's a piece of fixing the mission. I believe that's a piece of how do we, and I'm hell-bent on saving the humans, right? How do we do it? I think that's part of it, right? So that means I've got to spend my time building, just like Evan has done over the years, building the narrative, building the frame, saying, look, within the fence lines, within these things that we're going to do, this is how it's going to work for maximum success. And then, they do with that what they will. But
let me challenge you.
Please.
Only because I sat in on a conversation Sunday. And we'll leave the players out, but the conversation was such that an individual is not being allowed to fail. And so they're continually relying on the fact that somebody will bail them out no matter what. Yet some of those people are saying, well, we're letting them fail. And no, you're not. They always know that hand is there. They always know that person, that you will pick them up. They always know that they have not hit rock bottom. And the argument is very much, basically what is that definition of rock bottom? And I think the same goes in business sometimes, which is, Evan, if I always know that you're going to be there to pick me up, then there is an argument. I think it's very person dependent. I'll caveat it with that one. There's always an argument to go, I don't have to put all the barriers, all the controls, everything in place because Evan will bail me out no matter what. And I think that's a tough thing, because personally, I'm one of those people. I'm like, your ass is going to hit rock bottom and you're going to realize what it's going to be like out there. Then when you figured that shit out and you've actually stood back up on your own 2 feet, now let's figure this one out.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Types of failure too.
Right.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. But it's a tough one because, from a human standpoint, there are unfortunately certain people, and I think this is where you've got to be very careful of the people, back to this, surrounding yourself with the right people. This is, one of the arguments with Jen earlier. They always know they're going to get bailed out. So why the fuck should they put the effort in?
Yeah.
Why should they give 100% when they know somebody's always going to be there to bail them out? And I think that's where my frustration is. I have no problem. If somebody fucks up occasionally, it is what it is. I still owe Dale a fucking report because of my inability to schedule shit properly and how it should be. And I accept that, and I'm working to try to free up the time to do it. But, that's the one thing that I haven't got sorted out. So it's an interesting one. I'm picking the right humans around you. I think it's a big part of it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, who was I talking to about? Because that's a learning process. I think for me, it's the difference between enablement and empowerment, right? I mean, when you're there to pick somebody up at the right time, it's empowerment. When you're there to pick somebody up at the wrong time, it's enablement, right? So it's playing shitty behaviors versus empowering the good behaviors. And it's always like this, situation to situation to situation. I'm trying to figure that out. Was I talking to you about, I only have so much time and, and money and resources. And I want to invest it in the places where it's going to have the greatest return, not in terms of dollars, but in terms of return. Like invest time, money into somebody who has great potential, is, in this for the right reasons, is, just hard worker, all those intangibles, or, bailing somebody out who is going to take it for granted. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference, to be honest. I think I need to work on that. I was talking to somebody about that this week.
Sometimes you don't know the difference until they've gone through that cycle once or twice. And I think that maybe is one of those things. Again, that's, part of the frustration from earlier is in both now and also over the weekend, is like, this fucking cycle is repetitive. When are you all going to realize this? Again.
Yeah. And like when you have kids, for sure. I have a 17-year-old right now, and it's like, God, I really want to help you, but I was talking to somebody who was a friend who called me from the CVCISO class. He ended up making friends with some of the people, and he emailed me, said, "Hey, can you call me?" And I was like, "Sure." And then he said, "It's not about work." And I was like, "Oh, all right, weird." So we had a discussion about his son, who was making all these shitty choices, and we never talked about personal stuff before, but they're not. I don't think you can separate work from personal. I mean, they're so ingrained with each other.
Yeah.
There's work time and there's personal time, but I'm talking like a separation between, and that's what I was talking about this, because he's really struggling because his son is making a lot of shitty choices, and it's like, what should I do? And, give me maybe you had some advice. I'm like, dude, I'm pretty transparent. I'm going through a lot of the same shit with my 17-year-old daughter myself. And it's trying to figure out, at what point are you wasting, and it sounds really cold, but at what point are you wasting my time and money?
It's not cold.
Because all you're doing is,
I'm going right through it with Morgan as we speak.
Yeah, me too, man.
18. I have the answer. It's 18. You've wasted enough of my time and enough of my money, and the only way you're going to learn this one is.
Well, it's Mo's. She's got senioritis. She's got a month and a half of school left. She hasn't been in a few weeks. She's failing 2 or 3 classes, and she's not coming up to the house. She hasn't been up to the house in almost a month, because she knows if she comes up, there will be a discussion. And so, I've done what I can to text. But I've had no response from her in a while. And it's tough, because it's like, I can show up at her work. I could do all these. There's lots I could do. Believe me, I can show up on a computer, but at some point, what you got to do. This part ain't fucking rocket science. You have 3 choices. Pull your shit together, get back to school. Don't pull your shit together, do summer school. Definitely don't pull your shit together and repeat it, or learn how to fucking flip burgers, because you ain't going to go do cardio if you haven't gone through high school. Those are your choices. You are the one in charge. I have done everything I can up to this point to help you actually make right decisions and right choices, and I can't make it for you. I can't drag you to school. I can't do any of that stuff. You're on your own on this one. I'm there for you, but you're on your own on this one.
Yeah. Well, and his challenge, and same with mine, is, junior in high school, going to be a senior, and, I pay for her phone. I pay for her food. At what point does that become enablement? Should I no longer pay for your phone?
Phone, car insurance, health insurance. There is some stuff you keep doing, but I'm like, young lady, you're running around in a car that's paid for from my side of it. Same thing, the phone. I'm like, at what point do you turn around and go, hi, if you can't hold up your end of the bargain, then it's a different discussion, and it sucks because I mean, oh yeah,
So for me, healthcare, like as long as I can do that, if that's one thing, because I think that's important and the prices.
yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
The phone, him and I have a contract. I pay for the phone so that I can actually occasionally talk to you. And that out of every 5 times I might call, you actually answer or I get a text back. Because that's where he's at in the, I'm trying to do my own thing and I'm, finding my manhood and all this. And
Yeah.
he's just, and he's
the thing about this. Yeah, that's the thing, manhood, right? What's one of the things that makes us men? And and I'm not going to get into the whole sexist thing, but we're responsible. It's not how strong I am. It's not how much money I make. It's not about what the car I drive. I'm responsible.
Mhm.
The things I say I'm going to do, I'm going to do. Unless something, God forbid, prevented me from doing it or whatever. And that's the thing that, I think so many kids, like we're struggling right now with my daughter, is be responsible.
Yeah.
Learn responsibility because yeah, like at 18, you're not gonna be here anymore, and you're gonna get your ass kicked, and you will find rock bottom. And will I be strong enough to let you do it?
And that's where I'm at, and I don't have a choice. I mean, I think you're in a different. I think you're in a different situation with yours, but I mean, Mo won't come up here. She's staying at her mother's. It's a safer zone. Her mother's not literally dragging her out by her ear roll and plonking her in class, or taking the car keys away, or taking the phone and sticking it in the blender. I'm not saying she's enabling, but she's definitely not. A situation isn't being put forward that basically helps her be more effective in her choice making. So back to that enabling versus kind of discussion. I mean,
yeah. So like I kicked him out of the house, but I funded a grocery gift card and a bus pass. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
there's a balance. Yeah, but he had to figure his shit out. I mean,
so when he got mouthy, I didn't refill the thing, right? So there was, and it was like, but I did text him the location of the food shelf and the soup kitchen because I didn't want him to go hungry. Yeah. So you know what I mean? So there's like a winding down of like, all right, well, that didn't work. Shit. But you're falling faster than I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
I'm not uncomfortable with you failing. And same thing when we're doing our work, right? Mm-hmm. I don't mind if a company has failures. I don't mind, like, you can't have perfect security. There is no zero risk. Like, it just doesn't exist. So at which rate are you falling? And is that a comfortable rate of descent? Right? Can we slow you from the fall long enough to get you maybe some uplift?
For me, the big difference is, the emotional piece. Like if I wasn't emotionally tied to my own kin, it'd be a lot easier to let you hit rock bottom and not step in and do things. And I think with business, seeing companies do what they do, yeah, I'll help you. But, I think of that medical place that I keep using as a story because I think it's funny, sort of. If you make shitty choices and you have a breach, yeah, I'll help you. But that's why we charge you so much, I think, for incident response.
Well, yeah, but that's after the fact. That's picking up off the pavement. I'm talking about trying to, right? Like if my kid wound up on the street with a needle in his arm and I got to go pick him up and take him to rehab, right?
Yeah, that's a good choice though. That would be not enabling. That's, that'd be a good one. Yeah, I agree.
But I think that when we're already a breach type of, you've been fully publicly pwned to the point we know it, everybody knows it, versus the current state of affairs where you are 100% pwned and you may or may not know it. I think because that's what the whole idea of a risk assessment is, right? Is to slow the descent. Right. To limit the crash.
We've certainly done enough assessments and things where they've hinted or, and because sometimes come right out and ask you to change the results. to reflect something different so that they could pass some audit or pass something. And yeah, and that never goes well. But it was easy for me to say no to shit like that. It's easy to do that. In the other life things, it's harder. I mean, I think it's harder sometimes to hold myself accountable than it is to hold others. For like, I mean, I can preach to you all day long about work-life balance, but then, you look at my shipwreck of a life some days, and it's like, what the fuck? So then I'm nothing more than a hypocrite, right? And that sucks because you don't ever want to be a hypocrite, and I'm telling you, you need to get your rest. You need to get your rest. You need to get your rest. And you're like, hey, Evan, how many hours of sleep did you get on average this week? And be like, I don't know, 3, 4.
Yeah, 9.
Yeah, eat your own fucking, take your own medicine. And that's my struggle too. I wonder how much of a hypocrite I am sometimes in some of the things that I tell people.
Okay, but and I hear you, because I also say these things to you while being the guy who, I show up at the conference to do an 8 a.m. session and they're like, we were getting texts from you at like 2 a.m. Yeah, that's a thing, right? So, but I think there's the desired state of the outcome, and then the million facets of reality that get in the way of the moment that, like, no, I wasn't going to say no to that conversation. Should I have, from a purely selfish perspective? Yes. From a mission perspective? No. From a what's going to enrich those around me and those that I'm responsible for? And I mean that in all senses, like not just, financial, but true enrichment. Yeah. All right. I can dig a little deeper. And I'm watching you two because I'm like, fuck. Am I repeating a bad thing? Like how old do they get over this year of me watching them? Like who looks the oldest at the 100th episode? I wanted to,
right.
We went through a pandemic together. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's another thing that I was talking to somebody about burnout, and you, John, fuck.
Yep.
You bring out the best in me, man.
Thanks, man.
You
bring out the best in me.
I'm gonna keep you around.
All right.
All right. John brings out the best in me. Well, so do you
like
guys.
it.
Fuck, everybody does. No, we were talking about burnout, and we're all old timers now. I mean, I've 30 years, and it's like, well, how come you're not burned out? I'm like, fuck, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, because I've been there so many times to the edge, and I was telling him what it feels like, when I get to the edge, because I've been there. I remember the first time I got to the edge, and I was actually in a fucking car driving from Bismarck, North Dakota to Bemidji, Minnesota. And I was doing this fucking awful project for Sanford Health. They're a big health place, and it hit me and I was just bawling. I just started crying. I was like, I fucking don't know what to do. I'm overwhelmed. I got nothing. I got nothing left, and I got nothing to get, and I can't get done what I promised I was going to get done. And it was just such a shitty place. And then I was stuck for 2 days of mental paralysis, where I could not fucking think. And for a guy who makes a living thinking, I mean, everything I do is thinking, right? It's not. And I'm not a physical fucking specimen, that's for sure. So, that was really, really hard. I didn't know if it was going to come back. That was the scary part about the first time, you go through this burnout thing, this mental paralysis. And then thank God it did come back. And then, but then it's happened 3, 4 other times since then. But for some reason I didn't burn out. But you do realize that it takes a toll somewhere else, right? Your health, my relationships, maybe the mission itself, actually. If I keep, take it all and keep it all. I think shitty leaders do that, right? You won't delegate, you won't let go, you won't trust, and so you keep it all to yourself. And I don't know, man.
And you know what
tough,
it is?
Because there's a lot of self-reflection right now going through the change myself.
And I'm living bits and pieces of all of that right now, because as I onboard folks into the organization, as I try to step up and grow and do these things, I have to place that trust. And that trust is an extension of trust given to me, right? So I'm like, hey, wait a second. Like I probably drove the mission point home at least 100 times over the course of so let me just be really clear one more time. fuck with the mission. That's like a game killer. Don't get caught up with making mistakes. That's going to happen. We can figure it out, talk about it, grow from it. Don't do these things. If you feel the urge, like if I just spin it this way and that's not helpful, if they don't need it, whatever that is, and I will tell you there's tension in that, because I'm like, all right, here it goes. I'm like, go now. But then also realizing nobody learns and grows if they don't freaking feel the weight, if they don't fail, if these things don't happen. And that includes for myself, right? And I'm just like you're taking deep stock of where you're at to go to the next place. Chris, you're doing the same thing. Okay, because I also don't want to disappoint anybody or fail to meet any commitments, especially if I know that thing is helpful or productive or positive outcome. But if I can't take it on, I can't. So you guys will be proud of me. I said no to something. I'm not going to go to B-Sides in Tampa because I need to keep my ass here at home and spend some time with my dog and my wife and some time on myself, which is what, and here's what it dawned on me.
Virtual hug right now. Virtual hug.
Okay. Here's what dawned on me. I can't get into the zone and the mode that I need to be in to do the magic things the way that I do them without that gap. That gap is what creates the refreshing, the refilling, the clarity. I'll be out in my shop welding something when the aha moment hits me. It will never be in front of a keyboard.
Yep. No, it's the same for me, man. Usually car. I'm not a driver.
How many times you've been driving your car, Chris, and you hit that curve just right?
No, you're right. No, I was trying to. Now I will say, I mean, you know my setup that I have here. I will say that I'll put the headphones on, sit back, put the feet up, and just listen to music to quieten things down, to kind of take the edge off and stuff like that. That actually helps, and that'll actually bring me back in to be able to bash through stuff. But no, you're right. More often than not, it's cooking, actually, like cooking earlier or in the car, making tractor fuel, something along those lines.
Are you quite a cook?
Me? Yeah, I enjoy cooking. I cook dinner I cook dinner a bunch. I enjoy it. It's nice. It's we moved into this house. It was we gutted, down to studs, a number of the rooms, but that room especially, and rebuilt it so it could be done. I'm pretty fortunate we did it. We're doing it properly. So I've got it's based in an industrial, it's a Blue Star, so American-made industrial Blue Star 6-burner stove. Two of them are watt capable, so you can imagine the BTUs those things are putting out. And so that thing's a beast. I like cooking. And I have 1, 2, 4, 5 cupboards just full of spices and herbs.
He has a very nice kitchen. I do enjoy his kitchen. It's quite.
Kitchen's pretty awesome, but it was designed deliberately for being able to cook in it effectively. It's like anything. Ryan, you know this from your side of the world. If you walk into I hate working on my car and things if I don't have everything where I want it. If I have to stop, go shopping to buy stuff, or stop because I'm going to move things. No, I want my space effective so I can just get shit done. Yeah.
You know what? And I agree with that. Effective is a key word. So if you go into my shop, it looks like a bomb has gone off. It does. There is shit everywhere. There are projects that are a quarter of the way started and set to the side. And like it is a full manifestation of ADD out there. But I know where everything is. Mm-hmm. And therefore, for me, it's efficient. It's effective. It works.
And for me,
if it's too tight.
Me, it doesn't. Oh, go ahead, man. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, for me, I've tried to do what Chris does, and I can't. I think I can't not work in chaos. I can't not work, or something. It always looks like a shit. always. And I clean it up, but I'm always, I don't know, fuck. I think I work better in
No.
chaos. I have to have chaos.
I have chaos in, like, my world is chaotic, but I have to, I mean, everything on my desk has a place. Everything behind me is in exactly the right place. You know, everything that's up there is effectively put together. I actually can't sit down and work. You know, like I can't sit down and work if there's something else, either in, not just in my space, but even in other areas of the house. I actually can't sit down and focus if I realize there's something that's basically out of place.
Wonder
Yeah.
if that's how you bring.
See, I work different. That's cool. I mean, it's really neat to learn that, because everything's always out of place for me.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, I wonder if that's a technique where you bring order to your chaos.
I
So
think
it's
it's
one thing you can control in a vast sea of things you can't.
exactly. Yeah, and that's how I deal with it. And that to me is, you know, I can't sit down and work effectively if like the we got like the little kitchenette area. If there's any mess out there, I have to sort that out. Like the dining room and stuff like that, I will not be able to work. I will go around in the evening and pick up the dog's toys, and you know, he'll help me out a little bit as well. I'll put them away before I can actually sit down and do stuff. Yeah, it's
I'm like the opposite. I go around and scatter things before I go to bed.
yeah, we all run into the burning building, not necessarily always knowing what the hell we're going to face, which it's always an interesting way of looking at it. Yeah.
I'm allowed my chaos areas because my wife, very much like you, Chris, there will be order, there will be structure, things have a place they go, that's where they go. That doesn't go there, Ryan, is something
Yeah.
I've heard many times.
My wife is like yours on that too. Yeah.
Yeah, Jen's office is her office. That's her entire space. Her car. That's honestly, that's why we really don't share cars. I can't deal with Jen's car. I mean, you've been in my car.
Mm-hmm.
My car, everything has an exact space.
Yep. Very orderly.
Yeah, I can't deal with it any other way. Yet Jen's car is, I wouldn't say it's the opposite, but it is definitely, it isn't, I'm not comfortable driving it. I can't do it. Yeah, I know it's why.
I never want to drive my truck, man.
I think I got a random alternator rolling around in the backseat of mine.
When I usually have lights on mine, because I know what the light is and I know whether it matters or not. And I don't give a fuck, so I just keep going.
Oh,
it's like, okay.
You mean you're not supposed to cut the cable?
Oh no, like right now I have a check engine light because of my cat converter. Well, it's a fucking F-250. I don't give two shits about the cat converter. I don't feel like
you guys are killing me. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. Oh, you've seen the whiskey case, for God's sakes. I mean, if that doesn't say anything about my state of mind,
yeah,
then
but I get it. You know, I think what it is I've embraced the chaos. So the thing I control is like, I try my best not to soil myself, and I try not to stub my toe, and I like
soil yourself.
I figure if I start there,
Excuse me, guys.
No, but it's, you know, for me, it's, I guess I've been so comfortable. I grew up in it, right? So I'm comfortable in uncertainty. I'm comfortable in unknown, like, how is this going to go? I don't know. Right. I've been in enough life and death moments and things like that.
I'm used to. Yeah. I mean, it's odd because the opposite is true. Leap off the edge of the cliff kind of stuff. Jen will plan, pre-plan, post-plan, plan off and everything else. Me, I'm off the edge of the fucking cliff. We'll figure shit out on the way down.
Mm-hmm.
So in that aspect, totally no issues at all. Where am I going? I don't know. I'm just going to go for a drive. Or where are you going to be? I don't know. I'm just going to go out. There are areas that I have no concerns over. But like when I pack the shopping, when I go shopping, I go grocery shopping, everything goes onto the little thing orderly. Everything gets packed up. I can't deal with it otherwise. I'm sitting in the fucking
shopping cart, dump it on there.
No. When I'm shopping, Jen, you know, we'll go shopping. She'll put stuff in the cart, and I'm moving it. I'm like, no, it goes here. Yeah.
Same thing. So I'm Jen in this scenario because my grocery shopping trip is the same way. I'm grabbing random shit. I'm getting left behind in aisles.
Oh yeah, I get lost.
I got a caller. I'm like, where'd you go?
Oh God.
And here's one of the weird things about me too. And Marlis doesn't let me go grocery shopping with her because I have to go through every aisle.
Yep.
I'm okay with that because that's a good reminder. It's like, okay, what did I come in here? I mean, I'll go in with kind of a plan, and I think this is the difference. I'll go in with kind of a plan, but I'm planning on the fly. Like, what do I feel like I want? What am I going to make? What do I feel? What's inspiring me? So I'm with you on that one. But when it's in my damn cart, that fucking thing's in properly. That cart can crash, and everything's going to stay exactly where it needs to be.
I do the same thing at Target, and the same thing at Costco, the same thing at Walmart.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. So it's usually a 3-hour trip for me, and I might just buy nothing but a stick of gum or a pack of gum. But I saw everything that's in there, and I know where it all is. It was fun. Yeah, when Marlis was gone for a couple of weeks, and I was by myself, it was the first time I'd been at Walmart by myself, maybe forever. It was so freaking awesome. Yeah, I got duct tape.
Oh, the one you went to the Walmart down there, right?
Yeah,
I like that Walmart. That's the nicest Walmart I've ever been in.
I bought so much shit, and my daughter, when I got home, she's like, "Why did you buy this?" I'm like, "I don't know." She goes, "Do we need that?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
And then she goes, "Why did you buy a 10-pound bag of oranges?" And I was like, "I wanted oranges." So you're gonna eat them? I'm like, "I don't know." Tried. I didn't get through 10 pounds. It's a lot of fucking oranges.
You can make some orange juice with it though. That'll work.
Yeah, juice them up, freeze it as orange juice cubes.
Well, down here, we got our juicer and shit. So yeah, I'll be doing that.
Nice. I still am not a fan. I can't do Walmart, I'm afraid.
I'm telling you, Chris, the Mexican Walmart, and I'll be honest, I was very unsure before I went in. I'm like, okay, it's Mexico. This looks like a really nice part of Mexico, but it's still Mexico. And so I don't know, because I saw what's going on in the village. So am I going to walk in and there's fucking chickens running around and, like, what's this going to be like? And I walk in and I immediately turned up to Amy and I said, this is the nicest Walmart. There's no smell. First Walmart I've been in that doesn't have an odor. You
can buy motorcycles.
Huh?
You can buy motorcycles in Walmart.
You could buy motorcycles there.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, really
that would be an interesting one just for shits and giggles. I just haven't been in a Walmart for probably 15 years, give or take a bit. I don't know, a while. Let's just put it that way.
The way Walmart was 15 years ago, that's what it's like down here.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Except for with motorcycles.
Right.
That would be cool. That would be absolutely, just to get one, just to see, to see how well it worked, or what worked and what didn't work. Just for shits and giggles.
Were you with me at the bank downtown when I walked in there and I showed you the motorcycles that were for sale?
Yes.
Yeah. They have motorcycles for sale at the bank. $1,500. Right?
Yeah, it's a screaming good deal.
$1,500. It's like shit.
Really?
And I could buy 20 of those. Wait, what's my math? 20 of those for the same price as a Harley.
Yeah.
Well,
And I could
okay.
do a lot of these.
Not that I'm going to rubbish Harley, because I mean they do tend to leave an oil trail wherever they go, so at least you know how to
That was
find
in
them.
the 80s, man. Come on, they fixed that. It was in the 80s. They were going to the just-in-time thing, and they fucked it up. But they got it done now.
All right. So how are they? I mean, have you looked them over to see? I mean, are we talking components that would last 6 months or 6 years?
Not 6 years.
Not for $1,500.
Hey, you never know.
I think with pretty good writing, I would be happy if it lasted me a year.
Okay. All right.
The kind of writing that we would do,
Can you swap stuff out of it? I mean, are the cork, is like the frame in pretty good shape, so you could swap stuff out of it pretty easily if needs be?
Yeah. I think the frame looks like it's pretty solid. And they're 4-stroke motors, so
Holy shit. So, I mean, everything else can be freaking Craigslist not Craigslist, everything else can be Amazon or bloody. Oh, that's totally cool.
We're thinking about starting a dog export business.
Yeah.
You can get Chihuahuas down here for $35, like purebred,
Nice,
beautiful
nice
Chihuahua,
ones.
and you can sell them back in the US for like $1,200.
We don't know. We don't need that. We don't need
Don't
that.
do
Let's
it.
not do that.
Don't do it,
No.
legally or otherwise. Do not smuggle
No,
chihuahuas
dude.
back into the
Please
United
don't.
States.
Go to a shelter and get an animal in need of love.
Thank you. Considering one of the emails I was just sorting out was from Dumb Friends League here, we're looking to volunteer a whole bunch of time and some stuff for the Dumb Friends League here in town.
Love
So,
it.
All right,
yeah.
so no Chihuahua export business.
No
No.
Chihuahua expo business. No, seriously, don't. Because are they puppy mill ones or are they like good ones? Yeah. See, if
They're
it's puppy
street
mill,
ones.
yeah, no shit. If it's puppy mill
How about-
ones, please don't.
Can I open a dive shop?
A what? A pie shop?
Dive.
Oh, dive shop. Yeah, I'll come help you run the damn thing. Seriously.
Gustavo's asked me like 5 times now if I'd be a business partner with him. I'm like, I go, I want you to run it. I will help you start it. You just need to pay me back the money, within the next 150 years. And I don't want any profits. You just got to let me dive whenever I want to dive. Like, you get my gear ready and let's go.
It's not a bad
That's all I
deal.
want.
Depends on how much he wants out of it and all that stuff. And I mean, that could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
You'd have to, I mean, it's the same thing with the watch stuff. That's the same thing we're doing with the watch stuff. What I like about it is you reserve the right to say no to whoever the hell you want. And you stock it with good stuff. You give people that spark that you got without all the challenges that go with it. You get it maintained properly, you get compressors all sorted out. I don't know if I'd go the blend. I mean, for most, I wouldn't go blend because, I mean, you're introducing a whole bunch of other issues there. Just stick to good old standard compressor and be done with it.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting certified in nitrox probably this trip.
You know what you might want to do? And this would be, I don't know how much of an investment. We could be talking stupid money. So just potentially ignore this. But do you know where the nearest decompression chamber is?
Yeah, I do. Yep.
Okay.
It's I can't remember, HMQ, whatever hospital, which is right this side of downtown. So
Oh,
about
okay.
30
So, all right.
30
So then
minutes away.
yeah. Okay, that's fine. Because I mean, it's when I'm out diving in New Hampshire, yeah, I'm screwed. There is no nearest decompression chamber. I will not make it. It's as simple as that. So there's always those. So it's one of those. There's always that conversation with somebody. It's just like knowing where all that one is. Well, I know where it is, but it's a little too far away.
Yeah. The security part of me figured that. I was like, where is the fucking nearest? Because I want to
Yeah.
know.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I know where it is in New Hampshire, but it's just I'm shit out of luck. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah, no, it's
Yeah, thankfully all my dives have been, well, we're doing a whole dive week down here in July.
nice.
So we've got all certified divers coming, but Ryan, you're more than welcome to come. We'll get you certified quick.
I'm down. I just remember, I said no to that too. Remember, I said, it's not that I don't want to do it. I don't have the capacity right now with the commitments I've already got to take the time needed to study the important information that's going to keep me alive as I advance through these, things, right? There's a test to be taken. I gotta study it. Right now I'm studying legislative change to FSMA.
I know. Yeah, this was today was my 20th dive.
Nice. That's pretty awesome. That's actually really freaking cool. Good for you.
Yeah, thanks, man. I still feel very much like a beginner, but I'm hoping I feel very much like a beginner 100 dives in, because I'm not taking shit for granted.
Well, and it'll keep you safety too, right? Complacency. Every time I pick up my angle grinder, I'm like, all right, before I push this button, I got a glove on, but I'm still like, where are my fingers?
Right. I got them all. Yeah, but we're going to do, in July, we'll be doing 20-ish dives.
Nice.
No, say 15 to 20. It's going to depend, but
Two or three a day. Yeah. Again, you know the deal. You don't have to do everything. Yeah, you know the deal. I don't need to say it to you.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's a lot of fun.
You have to tell me what you need next, because we've got a really good dive shop here in town. I'm actually probably going to get another suit sorted out for this neck of the woods, because I got the stuff out in New Hampshire, but I'm going to get some stuff sorted out for this neck of the woods.
Yeah, I keep breaking zippers on my my wetsuit, but I don't really ever need my wetsuit anyway. You know, I needed it today, 64 degrees this morning, or in the water, so it was a little chilly down there.
Have you got a good? Is it a good suit you have, or just a fairly okay one?
Fairly okay.
Yeah, I would
use it probably 5 times a year, maybe. So even if I had to buy a fairly okay one, I don't know. Do you think I should get a nice one?
Yeah, get a good one. Seriously, I mean, it's not my stuff out in New Hampshire. I use it for 1 to 2 weeks of the year, yet it's probably some of the best stuff. I mean, some of it is issued / given, and some of it I've purchased. And the stuff I've had to buy is the best stuff I can buy, because for those 2 weeks, I need it to be effective, efficient, complete. I don't want to be spending time kicking around in the dive shop, and I want to just get in and enjoy what I'm doing and not have to think about things.
Yeah.
So I just had an idea. We should do a live shit show from the bottom of the lake. I'll get scubaed up. We'll get the freaking comms.
And we got to have full face masks for that.
I was gonna say we'd have to have full. The only way you get comms
We'll rent some shit. We'll get some camera gear.
No. Chalk. I say chalk, not chalk. Scribe boards.
We're not doing the shit show with scribe boards.
Yeah,
Evans will just say STFUR the entire time.
Well, not just that, but like today. So today our dive was 2 discovery divers, right? So John and Bobby. Now Bobby's big for one. He's a heavy breather for 2, and he's like a 14-year-old stuck in a 52-year-old, body. So he's off scrolling all over the place, right? Well, it's the more you move, the more you consume your air. So, we're diving, and I'm like, oh, this is nice, and I'm watching Bobby and watching you, because you were my dive buddy, so I was, keeping an eye on him, making sure he's got what he needs, and like 22 minutes in, Gustavo signals, this, we're going up, and I'm like, the fuck you talking about? I got 2,000 I got 2,000 psi left. I'm like, no, I don't want to go up, and so we get up, and Bobby's at like 350, 400. I'm like,
oh shit. Yeah.
Fucking breathe better, man. Come on.
Yeah. It comes with time.
I know. Watching him be a child under there was worth every dime.
Just strap a second tank on him. Just strap a second. Tell him to take a second tank down with him.
Right? Yeah. It was awesome. What did you have left?
900.
900. That's pretty good. Yeah. And because you weren't.
I didn't have the buoyancy.
Your buoyancy was
Yeah.
It was all fucked up.
Yeah.
So
Are you using for buoyancy? Are you using the little the shot? They used to be lead shot, but the little shot, the 1, 2, 5, 10 pound ones. You just add a couple extra in depending upon what you had for lunch.
Yeah. So I've got being that I've been diving, pretty close time frame.
Mhm.
I'm about 20 pounds. So I have 16 in my weight pockets, and then
Mhm.
I have 4 in my BCD, right here. And that's just about where I need to be. And unless, like I noticed big fluctuations today, because the water we went into some really cold spots, and some really warm spots, and that fucked my buoyancy all up. So I'm like, oh shit. All right. Yeah, it was weird. But.
Yeah. Water density is interesting. We, out in New Hampshire, it's all it's all spring fed. So, So I mean, so not only do you not only do you mess around with that one, but you'll go from like being comfortable at, 45 feet or 60 feet to being relatively comfortable to suddenly hitting that. Not pretty.
No, one today the water density changed so much that you could actually see it.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's pretty awesome when you can see that. That's
really
that, like
cool.
that.
I never Yeah, I'd never seen that before. I was like, holy fuck, this is cool. You know, it's like the heat
Yeah.
waves in water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's freaking awesome to see that stuff. It's yeah, those barriers are pretty amazing. And I love them because I mean, if you ever get into we used to have to do signals and comms when we were out and about doing stuff. And you can actually use those densities to bounce signals off of. So whereas yeah, so you can go below a certain one and you can literally bounce signals for way further than you normally should be able to.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
cool.
really, really cool stuff.
So I brought my tank up here, you know, because I still have 2,000 PSI left, and I'm going to take Marlis in the pool, just give her you know, the regulator and learn how to breathe.
Is she going to do it? Has she bought into it?
She's bought into that. You know what I mean? It's I was talking to Gustavo, you know, my instructor, that I'm like, we're gonna start with just a mask, right? Just feel comfortable with the mask on your face, and then you know, put the VCDs. You're standing, you know, so you don't have to worry about swimming or nothing, and just put your face in the water, and just get used to breathing through your mouth with the mask on, and you know, and if she says that's it, I don't want to do it, well then okay, we're done. But if she's like, okay, I'm ready for the next thing, then we'll be like, all right, let's walk down to the beach and try it out. So I told her that if she wanted to look the sexiest in my eyes, it would be diving.
I like it.
No pressure. I still think you're sexy, but I'm talking sexy. Yes.
Yeah, if you want to up the game here. I want to be the sexiest to my wife this weekend, so I'm going to try really hard to finish my Ghost satellite so that I can do my welding things and my techie things and blend my two passions together. She seems to like that. She's been in it. It's actually inspired me to dig a little deeper into some of the geeking out on tech that I had kind of shelved for a while, right? Because it's like, okay, I don't really have. It's not a priority for me to make time for that, but then I do have a love for tech, right? It's like, okay, I kind of want to play with some toys, and you guys are doing light bulbs and shit. And I'm like, man, I'm just light bulbs.
I'm not doing light bulbs and shit anymore. I've graduated.
Yeah, I
get up from my desk in the office. I walk about 20 yards. And then I walk out into the hangar, and then there's an experimental jet, supersonic, fucking awesome.
I may or may not have jailbroken my iPad on Tuesday night.
That's awesome. You guys have to come out.
Trying to get the Chinese malware off it?
No, I wanted okay. Amazon made it a lot more difficult to get the file for an ebook, a Kindle ebook that you bought without the fucking Kindle.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I had to jailbreak my iPad to get the fucking file, so then I just want a PDF version. So
what you're telling me is I can find. Did you re-jail it after you jailbroke it?
Yes.
You modified and re-jailed it?
Yes.
So I'm going to find your iPad on Shodan. Okay.
Probably.
Yeah.
Help yourself.
Hey, I run an Android, so seriously, like I could be over here talking shit.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about your fucking Android.
I just want a damn file because, okay, so I already paid for it because I'm creating this. I was creating the slide deck for the second class for the CISP mentor program.
Yeah.
So instead of continually retyping, you know, health insurance, you know, as a friend, you know, just things that I should be able to copy and paste. I needed a copy and paste. I bought the book. I paid the $72 for the fucking book. And, you know, so it's not even copyright infringement. Maybe there's something wrong with the DRM, you know, cracking that, but I needed to copy and paste. And so I spent probably 4 fucking hours on that. So then I could save probably 10 hours copy and pasting.
Wait, you made that deck on an iPad?
Yeah.
211 slides on a single touch screen.
No. I didn't make the deck.
But
I couldn't download the Kindle.
Got it. Okay, got it.
My Mac. So I did it on the iPad, and then Yeah, and they
Okay.
made it all.
I was like, man, that's levels of hell and insanity I can't even imagine.
No.
Well, that's good.
But I was getting really tired of, because I was probably 30 slides in, and I'm typing shit, and I'm like, fuck this. It's right there. I just want to copy it. And so then I got squirreled, and a while longer. So I didn't realize that when did Amazon make it so you couldn't download the file and transfer it to USB like you used to without the Kindle? That's got to be like just a couple of years ago. I didn't realize it was like that.
I don't know. I like my books in paper form.
Yeah, I do too, but it's a lot harder to copy and paste out of that.
That's true.
So let me squirrel for a second, because
Yeah, I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
all right, go pee and come back.
All right, Squirrely, what do you got? Yeah, somebody step in. Who we got? Give us a random guest star.
Yeah. All right.
All right, you're gonna sit there and pretend to be Evan. Chris, squirrel away.
Right.
What do you make of? We'll get the both of you. Both of you get in the shot.
Come back.
Get back in the damn shot.
It takes more than two people to fill Evan's shoes. I promise you.
Bless.
All right, Chris, squirrel away.
All right. So our favorite billionaire eccentric numpty is back in the news again. Social media platform. Yeah. Where's your head on the whole? He wants to buy Twitter and privatize it, kind of crazy shit.
Well, a couple things. So, first, the buying of Twitter quickly suppressed you're in trouble with the SEC for buying too much of Twitter without mentioning it and then trying to pull a fast move. And your response to that is a tweet that goes, fuck it. What was it?
Buy the rest of it. Yeah.
54 billion in cash, by the way. That was the key part there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In the spirit of, I want to privatize it to, bring back free speech and to protect free speech. Okay, sounds good. I foresee him using it to feed the neural net link to the Tesla Android bot, and he wants it private so he can make the algorithms to mine your everything that you're pumping into Twitter proprietary.
Right, because at the moment, Google's got its own feed that goes into its own neural architecture, and he doesn't have that. This gives him what he needs.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. It's a huge pipe.
I mean, that was the story that I thought should have got more attention is Tesla Android gets announced and Neuralink is a few weeks away from entering FDA trials at this point.
Yeah, I'm still don't like, I mean, the stuff I'm working on with DARPA and some other folks.
Well, and like I said, enter FDA trials, not other trials.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Right. But the pitch is you could download your consciousness.
What the hell is Chip? Android is the best. Apple is cult from Chip. Chip, we're gonna have we're gonna have a conversation, little buddy.
From Chip's perspective, Android is the best. He can pwn them faster.
Oh, there is absolutely that. Yeah, I will give you that one. Yeah. For Apple, you have to pay, or at least have to know somebody that knows something. Yeah.
I came across a podcast that he did, and he's got the mask and stuff now, and I was like, damn it, I could have been doing that this whole time.
Oh God.
I didn't know.
Well, hang on. Which mask?
The blackout.
Oh, gotcha. Interesting.
Here's the deal. I believe that we have too much power in the hands of big tech who has uncomfortable relationships with our government right now.
No, everything's fine. Don't ask too many questions. Don't look behind the green curtain.
Yeah,
right. Fine.
Sure.
Go back to your job. Settle
because
down.
The DOE loves to jump in on CVE announcements. Yeah.
Well, we're just trying to help everybody at the moment. We're just trying to make sure.
Okay, well, then actually help and make it more panic driven.
We are. I mean, we are helping them.
Raise the alarm.
We're taking over all the computers and patching them for everybody.
I understand that the FBI is going in and deploying whatever the CIA gave them that the NSA made. I mean, patching a computer.
Patching. We're patching.
Yes,
Patching. That's all. We're helping. What was
Wait
that?
till you get next stuff. This is just the beginning. Wait until they get to phase 2.
Oh,
Happiness
we're
phase
way
1.
past phase 2. We're
I
in
was gonna
good
say
shape.
phase 2.
Yeah, we're way past phase 2 at this point. Believe me.
We're in undergnome or underwear gnome land.
Yeah,
Right?
this is good stuff.
Now it's step 3 question mark.
Yep. I'm waiting for the profit then.
No, it's so part of me is like, yay, we're doing stuff now. But part of me is like, boo, the way we're going about doing it may or may not create another set of problems later on.
You had 20 years to figure shit out on your own. You failed. I gave you 20 years.
I got 20 years of paperwork telling me the shit I figured out 5 minutes after I found it.
I gave you 20 years to fix passwords. You can't do it. I'm doing it for you. Fuck you.
Right, that okay. I did open a door. I was in Tampa at a vendor I won't name and shame because it wasn't their fault. But I was outside waiting on the guys and I saw a keypad. You guys know how this goes. And it was open to the public at the time.
Right.
So, I'm on the line, but I'm there. Gave it the old 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pound and clunk clunk.
Oh, jeez, fucking Christ. Yeah.
And I was like, and of course, the first time I did it, I was like, it was probably unlocked, right? Like I think it worked, but I didn't check first.
Yeah.
So I locked it.
Did it again.
Oh, I go in, I find the director, and I said to her, excuse me, did you know that there's a issue with your door? Oh, I did maybe tell Chris who it was. There's an issue with your door, and she's like, oh my, and so she goes and gets the IT director.
Oh, you made friends.
I did actually.
Good.
He went and verified, and we talked with the director about how letting employees pick their own passcodes when we only have 9 numbers on a keypad to choose from is going to result in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2.
Yeah, everybody's
Right?
got ones. It's easier. Yeah.
So if you're going to make them pick them, exclude the super common ones that Joe Blow on the street might try.
Here's the problem with 9-digit keypad. Although it depends if it's 6 digits, it's the math on a 4-digit pin is typically 16. You'll get it within 16 tries no matter what. Now sometimes they'll add off the 10, sometimes 3, but the math, if I remember, and somebody can correct me, it's on the internet somewhere.
I get that a persistent attacker will always get in.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, it depends on how quickly you lock it down. So, I mean, if you've locked it down after 3 tries, I mean, so perfect example, Swede managed to lock himself out of his truck last Friday, and he's got the pin pad on his 3, I think he's got a 350. He's got the pin pad on 350. So we tried the standards, we tried a bunch of other stuff. There's actually, for all of you that have these vehicles, by the way, there is a VIN decoder to default set that you in theory have to be a dealer to get to, but no, you don't. Not if you know where you're looking. So you can actually get the VIN off the car, which by the way is obviously exposed, and then you run it into this thing and it decodes what the actual pin number is on this thing, what it would be set to. So you can either do that or you can hit a reset, put this in, and then open the door to the car. Yay, Ford.
Oh, it ain't just Ford.
Oh, I know it is, and I've got the list of all of them. Yeah, and so we did that, and it still didn't want to work. And then the laugh of it all is one of the crew that was with us just literally went to the keypad and went da 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 da, click, you motherfucker. And it's that human. It's back to that. What patterns do we like as humans?
Okay. Yes. Also, though. So risk management, right? So you could, there was a time you could hijack key fobs very easily. And then they started to cycle the key, right? So one-time use code, right? One-time use code. Well, a highly motivated attacker simply makes a jammer broadcaster combo, sticks it on a nice magnet, slaps it up under the car, and you're always 1 key code ahead. You feed the captured code to the car, consuming the one-time use. At the time the person's doing the unlocking, you've captured the fresh code for the next cycle.
Yep.
But that requires a pretty significant amount of effort on somebody's behalf.
But if
That
you've
I
got
think
if
is-
there's a nice car, if it's, I mean, you know, 350s, nice new 350. Well, I mean, shit, the 450 is $100,000 truck. I mean, that's some good money to be made in one of those.
Yeah, I can make more right now in a 1990 Corsica because parts are outrageous.
There is that. There is, although I will caveat that with the fact we've still got this chip shenanigans going on. So that 450, the premiums for those at the moment, we got lucky when we traded the 350 and that 450. They added a chunk extra on, and we were like, no, we're not going to do that. And so we end up, going down a little. But I mean, the premiums they're slapping on shit is
Do you
ridiculous.
see Batman hopping around in the background there?
I see something going on. Yeah.
He's protecting Puerto Verde. He's not the hero they want. He's the hero they need.
Oh God.
Oh, I like it.
Love it. That's awesome.
That, yeah, dude. Speaking of the chips, so I bought some toner cartridges, and I was kindly provided instructions on bypassing my printer's DRM controls, as my toner cartridges no longer contain chips because they can't get them, and they'll be damned if they don't sell me toner. So here's the manufacturer's guide on bypassing the DRM system so you can replace your toner cartridge.
Should be Canon because that's my Canon.
No shit.
HP. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Bless that little cotton sauce.
I'm
Oh yeah, we did croaky. Me and Evan did some Justin Bieber.
Nice.
Yep. Jammed out, made sure the whole bay could hear us.
Oh yeah, the whole town heard us.
I like. Did you do it there at the house, or did you guys go to a place?
No, we were here,
Stood up on the table.
stood up on the table and jammed out full blast, full lung capacity.
Marlis made me keep my pants on.
Well,
Thank
no,
you,
that
Marlis.
one time they did come off.
Yes.
Yes.
Except for the one time they did come off. You guys are having a good time down there, aren't you?
Sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Notice that I'm not shocked.
We
that
mooned
you
the
said there's a
neighbors.
story where Evan's pants came off.
Yes, we mooned the neighbors. The neighbors texted us.
Yeah, we mooned the neighbors. It was awesome.
They had binoculars and they said they could see us, so we gave them a show.
Oh, yep.
And no policia.
But no policia.
Well, that's because Evan's the mayor of the town.
Yeah, he's
All
the
right,
best.
so-
I know. Vigilante.
It only cost you 400 pesos.
Yep.
So so Squirrel, are you coming back? Because if not, I'll call it a little bit early and get some sleep. And
Oh, I'm back. I'm here, right here. Look at this guy. So,
there he is.
I will
seriously.
not complain about getting sleep. I'll tell you that now.
yeah, we can land early. But we sang karaoke. It was awesome. Me and him. You don't carry a tune.
Did you actually have the word the bouncing ball, or did you guys just stand on a table and fucking
No, we had
belt
the-
out a tune?
We had the words. We had the
Okay.
words.
Yeah, we had a little stand with the words.
It was awesome.
Yes.
You gave me the stand. I can keep it.
Yes. My gift to you, Evan.
It's my gift. I got a gift. You gave me a stand. And yeah, we did moon the neighbors over there. They're way over across the town there. Because my buddy
that's
Sergio,
nice. I mean,
buddy Sergio, you know Sergio, Ryan, you met Sergio.
Yeah, I met Sergio.
Yeah, so Sergio was working over there, the waiter, camarero, over there, and he texted Marlis because he watched us doing dancing with our what the fuck are we doing? The karaoke.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, Evan's got some moves. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got some moves. So I stood on the edge of the pool, bent over and pulled my pants down.
That's a move.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, what, and he texted something about that too, but I
Yeah.
don't remember what it was.
Yep. You're on private property. It's okay.
It's Mexico, man. You can do anything you want here.
As long as you got the stuff.
Yeah, you gotta have the pesos. And don't fuck with the cartel. Stay
Nope.
away from them.
Yep.
So change.
Change. It's a thing, man. It's so I'll close out with this. I showed you guys that curve earlier. being aware of where you're at on that as you're going through your changes can help you keep you grounded, help give you perspective that, you know, am I on the down slope of this arc? Am I on the up slope of this arc? Embrace the change, you know, take time to process the change, take time to appreciate how far you've come. I have a saying, there's the man I was, there's the man I am, and there's the man I'm trying to become. And I'm going to keep my focus on who I'm trying to become. Because if I spend too much time thinking about the man I was, I might not feel good. And if I spend too much time thinking about the man I am, I'm not putting enough energy into becoming the man I want to be. So that's kind of my philosophy on adopting change, and whether that's planned change that you've done, or whether it's an unplanned change, like your kid getting hit by a car in a Starbucks, right? Pivot, adjust, accept, embrace, process, feel the feels, move on. There'll be another one coming in the morning.
No, I like that, man. Thank you. And, you know, and it's timely because, you know, you opened with, you know, you look at your career, right? And it's in any career. It doesn't matter if you're a professional sports baller or, you know, an information security person or whatever, right? You go through transitions in your career, right? You started somewhere and everything was new and everything was fresh and everything was kind of exciting maybe. And, you know, and then you go through whatever, right? Everybody's got different stages. And now I'm kind of at the stage, and I'm relatively young still, man. I'm 51, and but I've had to do it a couple of times, like at FR Secure, where there was a time when I was the man, and then there became a time when I'm no longer the man. Other people are the man, the woman, the whatever, you know. And you know, that wasn't so hard for me to go through some of those transitions, but now this one I think is a little bit harder because it's just kind of more wholesale in my life, right? It's, you know, and I've never cared so much to be the man anyway. I'm not a guy who wants to make a name for me. I want to make a fucking difference. I want to change the fucking world. I'm tired of this shit, you know? And so when I put it in that perspective, when I take my ego out of it, it's a lot easier really to make that change. The one thing I'm the most nervous about is, will I actually fucking do it? You know, fuck me if I don't, because I let so many people down if I don't. So, but it's hard because it's just a change. It's a big change for me.
You do it like Michael Jordan. Go play some baseball for a little bit. Then you come back, you do some basketball for a little bit.
No. I mean, this is, and it's not retirement, right? I mean, I'm still going to work. That's the thing. And that's the thing that I think that helps me stay. If it was like no more work, period, I couldn't do it. No, I think I would die.
You wouldn't survive. You need
No.
that. You have such a drive that you need something to focus on. And let's face it, this is a good thing to focus on to make a difference.
Yeah. So those changes are good. And, you know, and the business changes, you know, shit. And I used analogies when, you know, FR Secure was growing, because some people didn't make the turn because, you know, you transition from a company, right? There was a time when we're just getting started, right? It's like take baseball for people who understand baseball, right? You got, you know, the minor leagues and you got the major leagues, right? And you've got, you know, A ball, AA, AAA, you know, in the minors. And so it helped to use that analogy, because some people who are awesome players at AA, right? You're a AA all-star, but you'll never fucking make it in the majors.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, you know, I would love it if you could. You just can't. You just don't have it, and that's okay. So that was a challenge, because, you know, we had to fire our manager really back then, and you look back at that, and then but you also have these little changes and transitions that you have to, you know, one person comes to mind. I'm not going to mention their name, but they wanted so bad to be, I think, the next me at FR Secure. They wanted to be the CEO at some point, right? Groom me for this, and you know, you start down that path and you realize you're not built for it, man. You know, I would love it. It doesn't matter how bad you want it. You're not built for it. And so that's just another change where, okay, where is your slot? Where are you built for? So I don't know, man, change is a huge thing. I mean, I love that you brought it up tonight because it really will make me think, you know, probably for another hour or two tonight, just thinking through all this. So I appreciate that. Thinking is good. I love you guys. And, you know, and I know, now I've been praying for you, Chris, like you wouldn't believe, because one, because I love you, obviously, and two, because I've seen you in the changes you've gone through in the last couple of years, and some of those changes didn't work out well, but they were growing experiences. You know, hopefully you take those things and make them, you know, put them in the pile of just making you a better you. And I'm super excited about this, you know, change, because this is the first one for you that I feel really comfortable with. So
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on the comfort thing, definitely, and appreciate it. Thank you.
yeah. So good job tonight, Ryan. This is a great topic, man.
Yeah, this is good. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated.
Happy to. Well, it's what we're living, right? So I figure this is supposed to be therapy for us. I'm over here because I look to you two as the guys that are, you know, okay, how are they handling and navigating this shit? What is, you know, Evan says it best. It's lonely at the top. You don't have a lot of people around you that can truly dial into what it is that you're going through, because there's so many factors that have to be true. It isn't just a job title. It's an approach to life. It's a way you do your work. It's a commitment to care and the accountability and stress and cost that comes with that care. Right. And so I look to you two because I see like-minded guys that tend to approach it from a similar viewpoint of, is this the right thing for the right reason? And are things better because of it? And so as I'm, you know, dialing up and going through the motions of the growing pains of taking us, you know, from here to that next level, I appreciate you guys and talking to you guys. And I miss the shit out of both of you because this is the only time I'm getting with you now. So
Yeah, we've been busy.
Yeah. No,
you know, but it's good. So last thing I'll say, let's get together in person. Let's figure that out. Everybody's got a crazy schedule. I totally get it. Let's just figure it out. Maybe it's just we meet in the middle where, you know, each one of us has a less than hour hop to get there, right? We'll figure it out.
totally.
Let's do the camping thing again. That's what Josh is.
Nebraska's there if we need it. It's a little easier. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, well, let's do that. Let's keep it easy.
Let's do June, middle of June.
I actually just had stuff up.
Second or third week in June would be awesome. May's fucked. There's no way I can do anything in May. July, probably fucked too, but mid-June maybe for a couple days, 3 days.
I could, depending on when. I have an event on the 17th in Chicago. Anybody that wants to go hang out at Wrigley Field, I'm doing an event at Wrigley Field, and
Nice.
we'll have like the like VIP bar top, whatever stuff.
I'll be
That's
out.
cool.
I'll be out wearing cabbage gear on the 16th in New England.
They still make you put that
Well, like
on.
Oh yeah.
June, let me see. I'm gonna put out a date, see if it works. So we can just put it down and then, you know, make it happen. Let's say June 24th, 25th, and 26th.
Tel Aviv, Israel.
Nope.
No, 26th. I'm heading to Israel, so I have to figure that out.
And you said 17th doesn't work?
Nope, 17th doesn't work.
All right, we're fucked.
And there's no airports close by where that campground is.
Yeah, we're fucked. It was good.
Well,
thinking,
either
and
that.
For that, you all get no credit.
Where are you gonna? You know what we should do on the share is just put up a quick 3-column spreadsheet. I'll mark out June and July or whatever, and just see where everybody's going to be. And
Where there's a line.
And if there's 3 of us in a general proximity for 24 hours, then we just try and figure it out that way.
Hey, and a shit show idea for sometime first or second week of September. I'll shave my beard live on the shit show. It's part of the change, man. It's
All
part of
right,
the change.
so what charity are we raising money for?
And you pick one. I don't care.
And we
High
bring
level.
no, we raise money for charity, and the highest bidder gets to come down
Hang out.
and they get to do the cut. They don't get to do the shave, but they get to.
You can ask these guys if it's any fun to hang out.
Oh, hell yeah.
To hang out in Mexico at Evan's house? No, that's the worst time you'll ever have, ever.
Love it.
This place is incredible.
Yeah.
It's
Cool.
fucking awesome.
Well, this was the dream, right? Having people come and visit, enjoy life, you know. Josh here works his ass off, you know, for a county, so probably doesn't get paid. Do you get paid? Not bad, I guess. So well enough to buy the ticket, so that was good. But, you know, Josh is just an amazing human being, and I love hanging out with him. The fact that he's here, you know, picking him up at the airport, it's really cool. John, I don't really like John. I don't know what the fuck he's doing here,
Yeah,
to
I
be
don't know
honest.
what you were thinking, letting me into your house. That was a huge mistake.
I don't know.
Yeah, he shows up with some random street dog.
Yeah. Well, this fucking street, okay, there's always a story, you know me, man, and we got to get going, but so okay, so we invite locals up to our house all the time to enjoy our blessings, right? Come have dinner with us. And so our house, what do you call her? Keeper? Yeah, housekeeper. Rosie. Everybody's fucking awesome down here. So she works her ass off all the time. And so Marlis is like, why don't you bring your family and come have dinner with us? And she's like, no, we don't do that. And I'm like, come on, really? So she brought her family, her husband. Her husband's name is Fidel, and 3 kids.
Grandkids. What's the grandkids,
No,
right?
they were their kids.
Oh,
And
they were grandkids.
amazing kids, right? So we had dinner last night, and they're crying because it was so awesome for them. You know, I'm sitting here and I was talking to Lydia, my 17-year-old, right, who could learn a lesson or two from this. You know, when do you think the last time these guys were able to swim in a pool? You know, last time, I mean, look at them. They're just enjoying the shit out of themselves. This is what it's all about. You know, and it was so awesome to see it. Dad's crying, says, this is a blessing from God. And I'm like, man, I don't know. I just love you, man. I mean, I don't even know who the fuck you are, but I don't need to know you to love you. Who the fuck said you had to do that? But anyway, so the 13-year-old, these kids are awesome. And mom and dad are bragging about them, saying how smart they are. And they're speaking in Spanish. So I'm like, fuck, I don't, habla más despacio, por favor, because you're talking too fucking fast. And the 13-year-old is super smart. I'm like, does he have a computer? And they're like, no. I'm like, he will have a computer next time I come down here, you know, because the computers we fucking throw away.
I know.
He would,
Ones that they'll happily use, yeah.
oh my God, you're right. Take them to a whole nother level. So I said, I'm gonna bring you a computer. Like, no. I'm like, seriously, we have them sitting on a shelf because somebody used them for 2 years.
Yeah.
I can't use them, or, you know. So that was, well, anyway, so when we're picking them up, so we were coming up the hill when they were walking up the hill, and this family, right? And Marlis goes, that's Rosie. I'm like, oh, well, fuck, let's give him a ride. So pulled over, give him a ride. Well, they were petting this dog, right? And this dog looks like a fucking tiger. And so they all hop in the car. We're driving up, and this dog is running with us, will not leave us, right? So the dog ends up at my fucking house. The dog's right there now because John fucking adopted the damn dog. And now John's trying to figure out how to get the fucking dog back to Colorado. Is that where you're from?
Yeah.
So what the fuck? This is my life. Change. Love you.
Not necessarily a bad life. I'm glad for you.
It's adventurous. I'm glad to be part of and proxy to it.
I can't believe I'm not in jail. But anyway.
Well, that makes 2 of us, 3 of us,
Right?
4 of us, 5 of us. How many listeners we got right now?
I don't know. I love you guys. And
Love you.
Love
You guys rock.
Take care.
Everybody try to get a little extra sleep tonight.
Yeah.
Just
so,
try. I said try. I didn't say succeed.
Bye.
John,
so
Yeah.
see you,
See ya.
sir. Josh, see you. Bobby, I know you're there somewhere. I love you, man.
He's a- he's a-
Nice
he's
sleep,
an old
dog,
man.
man.
Sleep.
All right. Well, you guys tell him I said so.
Will do.
All right. Hasta.
Bye.